Hey, it's Derek Dunlap, the positive marketer. Got another video. Strictly underground. This is underground awareness that I'm giving you through some pretty high classified information. I mean, this information that I'm going to allow you guys to listen to, not just me allowing it. I found it somewhere and then I'm sharing it with my audience. So I don't want to take credit for, getting this information. And I could possibly, get a strike against my channel. I'm sure this video will be taken down very soon. So I'm putting it all on the line because my goal in 2016 is to bring awareness, to give back, not just monetarily, because monetarily can only get you so far. And we see examples of that all over the world. You see some of the most powerful people on the planet are dying. And what we call celebrities and we think invincible people are dying. Okay, so knowledge is power. So I've dedicated the rest of my life to just enlighten those who want to be enlightened. I understand there's different levels of awareness. So no matter where you are, feel free to watch this video. As you know, or if you didn't know, everything that we call truth is only 50% truth. That's just the way the universe is because of polarity. Okay, so listen to this video. It's from a computer program voice, so it might be hard to decode at first because this is how high secret this video is. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So the person couldn't even put it in their voice. This is how they get around, eternal affairs and the Secret Service. So they can't trace it on the internet. And this stuff is on the internet. You just got to be with the right group of people who can get you this 50-50 truth, because things that everybody say is true is only 50% true, because nobody really knows what's going on. And those who really know who's going on, they're only giving you 50% of the truth anyway. So that's a good point to start with, 50-50 truth. In between this video, I'll pause it to give you my intellect. You can find the original link to this. This is a great piece, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. Right up under this video, you can click on it and watch it. I just want to thank the event is coming soon. They provided this information. So shall we dive in? Shall we? Yes. Let's do it.
I was in the Illuminati. I'm going to tell you everything. Shocking expose. By Sean Adaltabatai. A post recently appeared online in which an ex-Illuminati member apparently reveals all about their plans for the world. After spending 47 years as a high-ranking Illuminati member, the anonymous insider says that he wants to reveal everything about the group's plans after it became too much to bear for him. In the post, the Illuminati insider tells us the process you have to go through in order to become a member. Shocking revelations about who Obama really is. He is much more evil than anyone realizes apparently. Information about space flight's program. How dark and satanic Denver, Colorado really is. The truth about aliens. This post will be about how the Illuminati recruited me and what exactly I had to go through. When I was 19 years old, I fell into some money through some connections with friends and some successful investments of some money that I had made throughout my childhood. I got involved in some backroom deals and saw my money begin to grow. As I attended college at Harvard in 1964, I began to become increasingly rich, and my influence on campus grew as well through my participation in various clubs, and friends and I began to serve as quasi-stockbrokers while still at Harvard. I made tons of cash during that year, and was very powerful and influential on campus.
So I just want to point out, and when we talk, this is just based on my heritage. Okay, as you can hear, this person or this computer voice, the person who's trying to give us, to drive this information to us, this person became extremely rich in college. Okay, in college, extremely rich. And like in a football game, the quarterback, the center hikes the ball right to the quarterback, and the quarterback hands the ball off to the running back. So this culture, right? They're getting handoffs. They're getting handed extreme wealth at a young age. If you notice, he said he was 19 years old when he was handed this wealth, which he learned how to use, right? When he was in college. He said, in college, I got extremely rich. He didn't take out, a $200,000 loan in college and then look for a job. Are you following the info? I want you who have, you ladies and gentlemen who have lower awareness to see it is what it is. It's right here. Okay. And you are watching a great video. This will help your enlightenment grow, because regardless of what you and I believe, it is what it is, whether we believe it or not, whether we believe it's going on or not, it is what it is. So I'm going to let it continue.
One night as I was walking back to my dorm shortly after midnight, I was approached by two men in black suits. I initially assumed that they were going to investigate my business activity because some of it was not exactly legal.
He's scheming.
They asked me to come with them, and I followed them into the basement of a 2-story house a couple streets over from my dorm room. They sat me down at a table and asked me if I was willing to make a deal. They would not tell me what deal I would be making, but just continually asked if I would be willing to make a deal. I half-assed agreed that I would, and that is when the biggest man that I have ever seen walked through some closet doors and sat down. First of all, if you do not believe me, then I am sorry. I am here to tell the truth, and nothing that is written by me is false exaggeration nor science fiction. This information is real. It is true. It is real.
Okay, so let me pause it real quick. That's a great key. So this information that we are taking in was written down. Okay, so this is some kind of forum or some kind of secret thread that's going on the internet, and somebody took that information and put it into some artificial intelligence, and this is the voice that you're hearing now. That's why it sounds like a robot, because no one would just spill this type of information that you're about to hear. And that's why I say it's always 50-50. But when you're getting 50% of truth, that's good. When you really realize what's truth, even as we try to, express and try to explain what God is, it's 50-50. It's perspective. So this is a lot of truth. Okay, trust me. What we've been hearing is like 2% truth. Okay, so let's go.
Reality, and it is time for it to be told. I was a member of the Illuminati for 47 years. I was recruited when I was 19 years old. I have posted here off and on over the past year. Some of the posts are mine, others are my brother's, mainly they are his. The information that I am about to unfold is very revealing and very dangerous. I am one of 7 people in the history of the Illuminati that have performed the departure ritual. I knew that I needed to get out when I had something revealed to me at a meeting in June of 2010. For years I was in line with the beliefs, motives, and actions of the Illuminati, but it recently became too much for me to bear, and I had to extinguish my sacred contract. My reason for coming here is to reveal everything about the Illuminati. How you become a member, what the organization is about, what the organization does, and the future plans that we have. I will be back to make my first post when I can see that this thread has enough attention for me continue. Any time in the near future when I begin to reveal the secrets of the Illuminati, I need to ensure that there are enough people paying attention so that my efforts do not go to waste. Once I see that this thread has a substantial amount of views and replies, I will make my first post. Here is a preview of some of the things that I will reveal. Barack Obama is not a member of the Illuminati, he is something much, much worse. The new space flights, which are planes that can briefly enter orbit, are not as fun as they seem. They are an Illuminati tool. Denver, Colorado.
So I'm going to pause it because I know this audio is kind of choppy with it being a computer. He said, okay, the inter-orbit space flights are not as fun as they seem. Okay, so they're flying up in space. They've entered orbit. For those of you who think that, no one has never been to space and the people on the moon and all of these different things. I'm not saying all of that footage is 100% true. I know it's 50-50, right? But they up there. They up there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, they're up there. And there's colonies and societies on different planets. This started way back in the 50s. Okay, they gave us television and entertainment to keep us occupied, to steal our awareness from us, while the real motives were happening beneath us and above us. As above, so as below, or something like that. Don't quote me on that. So it's going on. Okay,
is an evil place. Aliens are a little different than what mainstream teaches us. The information I have is essential. Page 69 of thread. The first topic to discuss will be these underground bunkers that I have mentioned. Currently, there are 57 underground bases and bunkers around the United States that are in use for various purposes. There are 439 bunkers in the entire world. All of these bunkers and bases are controlled and maintained by the Illuminati. The largest underground bunker is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. This bunker has the capability of holding up to 5,000 people for a period of up to 10 years. I have personally been in this bunker, and it is much larger than one that anyone can possibly even imagine. This bunker is secured mainly for the events of the end times. 5,000 of the world's richest, brightest, and most powerful individuals will secure shelter in this bunker in the event of a global thermonuclear war, natural disaster, or any other form of global catastrophe. Don't be confused. Several other bunkers have the ability of housing large numbers of people for extended periods of time, but no other bunkers is as large and capable as this one. In the event of World War III, all of the world's leaders will take shelter here, and the governments of the world will be theoretical proxy governments. The world's richest people will be here as well.
Okay, so I just wanted to pause it. So, and this is what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear what this guy is saying? It's already done. Okay, this has been an agenda that's been going on since the early 1900s. You know, this is what happened with the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of real wealth, ladies and gentlemen, while we're killing each other and, you know, addicted to paper money. Money that has no value, no gold backing it. This is where all of the gold has gone, to these underground cities and these things that they're doing on other planets. Other planets. I know it sounds crazy. That's where you think they get the concept from, all of these Star Trek and movies and things. You think they just pull that out their ass? No. It's higher levels of awareness. And by the universal laws, they have to reveal what's going on. It's just sometimes, you know, our awareness is so low by the things that we occupy our awareness with, the things that we're reading, the things that we're watching on the internet, the things that we're watching on television. It keeps us out of these dimensions. And that's why I'm sharing this. I'm putting my channel on the line to give those of you who really want to hear 50% of the truth, because we've been getting like 2, 3, and 4% of truth. From our own people too. This is so much higher than, you know, the Ku Klux Klan versus the black people. This is high supremacy. The people that we're killing, I said on another video, that we're killing and shooting and, you know, protesting against Donald Trump, you know, we all poor. We're all slaves. We're all entrapped in the same slave plantation, which is the face of the earth. The real wealth. I mean, if we even saw how these people live inside the earth and in other, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play.
People such as Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, the oil tycoons. However, these oil tycoons will be murdered while they are in the bunker, so that the takeover of the Middle East will be much easier for the New World Order.
It's a dirty
I do
game.
not know the exact number, but of the 439 bunkers in the world, I would say that around 275 of them are constructed mainly for shelter and extended stays. I myself stayed in one of these bunkers while in China in the 90s. They are very nice, very luxurious.
I bet you
it
they
is
are.
practically like you are staying in a 5-star hotel. Some people that have stayed in these bunkers. Leon Trotsky. After Stalin defeated Trotsky and secured power in the Soviet Union following Lenin's death, Trotsky was moved to an underground bunker just inside Switzerland. Stalin originally did not know about this because if he did not follow the orders of the Illuminati, then Trotsky was going to be reinstated as the leader of the Soviet Union. It was important to have Trotsky placed in this bunker because Stalin was going to kill him otherwise. Stalin eventually fell in line with the Illuminati's plans, and Trotsky was executed because he was no longer needed. Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was not murdered by John Wilkes Booth. Lincoln was placed in the office of presidency as a pawn. The Illuminati knew that if he was elected then the South would secede. The Civil War made the North very, very rich. That was the only reason the Civil War was allowed to happen.
Wow.
If the Illuminati had not seen the opportunity to become rich off of the war, then slavery would still be an American institution. Lincoln was placed in office just to start the war. He made a deal that once the war was over, that he would be removed from office. This was taken care of through a fake assassination, and he spent the rest of his days in a bunker in Mexico. Saddam Hussein. Hussein was in power in Iraq merely to raise justification for invasion by the United States and other nations. Many of you are already familiar with what I have said about the plans to entirely take over the Middle East and to secure the oil that is currently untapped. The Hussein that was hung was a dummy, and the cell phone video that was released was meant to be released as proof. Wow. Saddam is currently in a bunker somewhere in Argentina. I do not know of any future plans with him. The rest of the bunkers in the world are used for storage of things that cannot be stored on top of the ground. Nuclear stockpiles are being held in these underground bunkers. In the event that a nation veers off the course that is planned, then they will be eliminated, either through assassination of their leaders or by nuclear destruction. Thankfully, nuclear action has not had to be taken yet. However, do not put it past these people to bring about such destruction.
Now notice, he said, these people. These people. What kind of people are we dealing with that have nuclear? Ladies and gentlemen, we can't even imagine this. You would scream from your soul if you really knew what was going on, if you really knew how these people have learned how to manipulate matter and dimensions in their time traveling. And when I tell people that I can visit other dimensions with my mentalism, they laugh at me and tell me I'm crazy because I just tapped into maybe 2% of what's really going on, even dedicate the rest of my life to putting up these videos. That's how important this is. Everything we learned in school was to enslave us to work for these people. And that's what we're on the verge of finding out, who really runs the world. Keep listening, ladies and gentlemen.
You all know about the HARP machine conspiracy. It is real. I can assure you. The machine is housed entirely in a bunker that is underwater in the Pacific Ocean.
They're talking about HARP. I know the computers, it's kind of hard to understand the computer, so every now and then I'll get in and tell you HARP, the machine that's digging through dimensions.
This machine was developed back in the 1980s, and was first used in the late 90s. This machine has capability of creating any natural disaster that the Illuminati wish to create. Hurricane Katrina was a product of the HARP machine. The hurricane was used as a diversion. While the area was in chaos, and attention was diverted everywhere, engineers were sent down to prepare for the Gulf oil spill. I can assure you that the Illuminati is capable of releasing more oil into the Gulf. The oil that has already been pumped into the Gulf is only a small amount compared to what could possibly be done. I already mentioned that the oil spill was used as an agent to implant microbodies into the brains of the children in the area.
Oh my God.
These children that have been affected are now subject to government control whenever these microbodies are activated. The Illuminati also used the opportunity that Katrina presented to build a bunker that is directly beneath the French Quarter. Why else do you think that FEMA was slow to provide adequate assistance? The engineers needed time. The HARP machine is not controlled by any one single country, it is collectively controlled and used. The earthquake in Haiti, the ones that happened over the past couple days, all are products of the HARP. Not all of the events are relevant or important, some are just tests, some are even mistakes. Rest assured, however, that once there is need for a natural disaster, the disaster can be generated, engineered, and directed and have whatever effect is necessary. Another thing that is housed in these bunkers are drugs. There are massive amounts of cocaine, marijuana, heroin, and all kinds of other drugs being stored. The drug trade and war on drugs are essential to the Illuminati.
You mean the government? Not the government. You mean the hood ain't responsible for drugs? You mean this agenda is storing up the drugs underground? I'm just listening like you are, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
As more and more drugs are traded and cartels become more powerful, the Illuminati becomes richer and more powerful. One of the major contributors and benefactors to the drug trade is Warren Buffett. Buffett has been running the drug trade in the Western Hemisphere for the past 20 years. The drug cartels of Mexico are under his power.
It is important that the Illuminati control the majority of the drugs in North America. This is because it gives them yet another vehicle to transport technology that allows them to take control of the consumers. The Illuminati is constantly searching for ways to implant themselves in the minds of the general public, and naturally, control of the drug trade was the perfect way to do so. Buffett secured control of the drug trade when he approached multiple drug cartels and presented them with contracts. He has been in control ever since, and Ben Bernanke is assisting him with the day-to-day operations. Multiple bunkers are also equipped to serve as crematories. Much in the same way that the Nazis burned their victims, the Illuminati plans to burn victims that are killed off. Many have speculated that FEMA has constructed stockpiles of coffins to be used for mass burials, but this is not true. Mass burials would take a massive amount of time and effort. Therefore, when the time comes to begin mass killings and executions, the bodies will be shipped to Barnyard, where they will be dropped in these bunkers and reduced to ashes. FEMA, which is an Illuminati-run organization, decided that this would be the most effective way to dispose of a mass amount of bodies. Yet more of these bunkers contain robots that are designed and ready to infiltrate the workplace in the case of a labor shortage. The scenario in which these robots will most likely be used is when the mind control aspect of the Illuminati's plan goes into effect. Robots will be sent in to perform the jobs that these people were doing, and these people will be used for other events, such as war, propaganda, and violence.
Wow. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play, ladies and gentlemen.
These robots will also be used once population control goes into effect. The moon landing in 1969 was real, but there was a moon landing 7 years earlier that was the first real landing. In truth, the Russians were the first ones to land on the moon, however, they did not publicize the mission nor the results. It was decided that America was going to win the space race in order to secure a feeling of capitalism over communism. Russia launched their own rocket ship toward the moon as a test run to ensure that the American trial would be successful 7 years later. Everything went perfect with the Russian moon landing, and the same technology was then applied to the American moon mission. While on the moon, the American astronauts began the first construction of nuclear missile sites on the moon. These nuclear missile sites have been added on to over the years by way of subsequent moon missions and work by remote control robots. The purpose of these missile sites is the ability to launch nuclear missiles without the risk of tracing the missiles back to a particular country. The scenario in which these missiles would be used is to attack a nation that is not cooperating with the Illuminati. The Illuminati would order missiles launched at the nation, but without the afflicted nation being able to track where exactly the missiles came from, they would not be able to show evidence that they should declare war on a specific country. In my opinion, these missiles will never be used because there are many other ways that the Illuminati can bring down an entire government other than nuking them. However, To my knowledge, the moon currently has 2 fully equipped nuclear missile sites that can be operated from Earth. Sticking with space. Scientists working for the Illuminati have found a way that they can shut off the sun. A weapon has been created that shoots a beam of high-density radiation right into the heart of a planet or star.
So, ladies and gentlemen, can you see how imperative it is to get this information out, what we are dealing with? And not that we're going to change anything at this particular moment. I'm not that naive based on, and the awareness is going up. There are a lot of people who are becoming aware and sharing this information. But I'm 45 years old and I've been blind and a slave and manipulated and mind fucked for 40 years. Did you hear what they have? The technology now. They trying to shut off the sun, which I know will never happen because I know the real Son of God. Okay? You see how it's coming in there? But there's the Son of God, and then there's the real light of the world, Son of God. I won't get into it on this video, but stay with me, those of you who want at least where we are in this dimension, based on where we are in consciousness, we got about 50% of the truth here. Okay? Let's continue.
Beam of radiation penetrates through the planet, creating a very large cylinder in the exact middle of it. The radiation that is left behind begins to eat at the star or planet, and the effects spread like wildfire. This technology has been tested on various stars in our immediate solar system and is very effective. The first thing that occurs to the star is that the radiation eats a perfect cylinder through the middle of the star. The radiation left behind begins working its way outward, degenerating anything in its path. The radiation continues to build and spread. Some stars hung on until they were totally deteriorated from the radiation. However, some stars became so unstable that they combusted at a certain point. Scientists are certain that this technology can be used on the Sun, but also on other planets. One estimate that I overheard was that from the initial shot of radiation, it would take approximately 9 years for the entire Sun to be entirely consumed. We would begin seeing the effects of the radiation in approximately 3.5 years. However, the first signs would be shorter days and a decreased amount of sunlight during those days. The Sun would start becoming unstable at about the 7-year point, and we will begin seeing massive solar flares. Once the 9 years is up, all life on Earth will be dead. Since my departure, I am completely unsure who the top head leaders of the Illuminati are at this point, but I will give my best guess. The Illuminati is structured so that there are 1 to 3 major leaders in each major region of the world. However, some regions are left out because of a lack of a suitable leader, therefore, a leader is installed there.
I just wanted to, real quick, to touch back on, I wanted to rewind it a little bit. I don't know if you guys caught that. I know it's hard to even conceive someone trying to destroy the sun that provides life here on Earth. Nothing lives on the Earth without the sun. You know that, right? Okay. Sun and water, very, very, very. But, when you sit here and you listen to this, and you try to run it through your chakras, depending on how high your chakras have been opened. And some of this won't even make it through some of you guys' first chakra, which is your root chakra, which is your survival chakra. You don't want to hear it, and that's okay. As I've said before, so, I want to know. I'm one of those beings. I want to know. I don't want nobody to tap me on the shoulder and punch me in the face. I want you to say, hey, Derek, Mike Tyson is walking up behind you. I think he's going to punch you in the face, so I can at least brace myself. That's how I am. But when you think about, it's hard for us being on Earth and depending on that sun, right? That's what I'm telling you, is high levels of awareness. And this is why I'm telling you guys, there is life on other planets. We've been lied to. We've been bamboozled at our own will from our own ignorance. They gave us television and they give us all of these things. We're so worried about football and boxing and basketball. We dedicate our whole lives to dribble a fucking ball and shoot it through a little small hole. That's somebody's lives. These are our heroes. These are our idols. And I'm not pooping on anybody because I haven't even made it to that level to be admired by the whole world. But I have no desire for the whole world to bow down before me and worship me. I only have a desire for truth, to know my core essence of who I am. How the fuck did I get here? And how the fuck do I get out of this purgatory that we're in? So the reason why they're trying to destroy the sun is because they have sustained and maintained what we call life on other planets. They're on Mars, ladies and gentlemen. Saturn used to be the sun. Okay? Saturn used to be the sun. They're on Saturn. We've been lied to about the planets. The planets are more than just circles of beauty in the sky. I won't get into it on this video, but I promise you I'll put up a video and I'll let you know 50%. Remember, anything you getting in this dimension is only 50% truth at its highest. Let's continue.
In North America, Warren Buffett is most likely the head of all Illuminati operations, followed by Ben Bernanke, followed by Lloyd Blankfein, who is CEO of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is a key player in the North American Illuminati sector. Recently, Goldman Sachs invested almost $500 million in Facebook. Usually this means that Facebook will fall under Illuminati control soon, just as MySpace and Twitter have. Other key players in North America are Alex Jones, Bill Clinton, Rahm Emanuel, of course Obama, and Timothy Geithner. South America is void of any real Illuminati leaders.
Did they say Alex Jones? Wow. You see, this is why I've dedicated, the rest of my time in this incarnation to start using our own platforms, what we can get. You understand what I'm saying? Because Alex Jones, I won't even go there. Here. Let's finish listening to this video. It's a little bit left.
Hugo Chavez has been difficult to work with in the past. He seems to be in line with the Illuminati agenda, however, he does not like being told what to do. Most of the North American leaders control South America as well. In Europe, Nicolas Sarkozy is the main guy. He controls the majority of the operations in Europe and Africa. Gordon Brown was very influential in the Illuminati until he decided to begin playing his way. This is why he was removed from office. My opinion is that he is still a key player, just not as key as he once was. There are several African arms dealers that have recently gained some power, however, I am unaware of their identities. The Middle East is controlled largely by Benjamin Netanyahu, which should not come as much of a surprise. Netanyahu does not have as much control as you would think, however. As I have stated before, Israel is the grand puppet state of the Illuminati. They will do absolutely anything that the Illuminati wants them to do, and they will do it to the best of their ability without even thinking twice. Wow. Israel has been given the permission to fire upon Iran whenever it wishes to do so. Control of the Middle East is hard because there are so many rebel groups. Palestine should not even be worried about. Although they are not controlled by the Illuminati, they are not able to do anything. Iran is borderline at time, and completely in opposition at others. This is why Israel will destroy Iran to start World War III. Asia is controlled entirely by Vladimir Putin and his cronies. Wow. Putin is a very powerful, very smart man. He will regain popular control of Russia very soon, but you can be assured that everything that is happening in Russia right now is going through him. China has chosen to give up a little power to the Illuminati. They cooperate, just do not care to become too involved. In my opinion, it is because they feel that they will be able to defeat the Illuminati in the end. They are sadly mistaken. Eventually they will come to terms and will join in the great skit that will be called World War III. The Spanish flu of 1918, SARS, and the H1N1 scare all have one thing in common: they all were engineered by the Illuminati. While nothing has been instituted on a global scale, the Illuminati has been testing these viruses for years, and they are finally unlocking the keys to creating a virus that will spread across the globe very, very fast, killing select people. My advice, do
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know when these threads were posted. We're in 2016. It's the 31st of March 2016 right now. We don't know the year that they actually leaked this information. I'm just getting it and I'm giving it to you guys. Okay, because we already got AIDS is already here. Some of these things that they're talking about have already happened. Wow.
not receive the vaccines. You will become a part of a test group that the Illuminati is using to experiment. The H1N1 virus started to become widespread when animals escaped from a farm in Brazil where the virus was being tested. Several of these animals mingled with citizens of surrounding towns, and many of the animals were consumed. The population of the surround towns were quarantined, and the ones that died were covered up. However, somehow, a traveler had carried the flu virus all the way up into northern Mexico, where the virus was first reported. The Illuminati soon found out that the virus was much, much less ineffective than they thought. They are currently pursuing research on a virus that will wipe out a country within a matter of days. I hope this data dump has been informational for you and has contributed to my credibility in some way. I have much, much more information. It just takes me time to sit down and father my thoughts long enough to format them in an easily readable and comprehensive manner. This is definitely not my last post, as I have more information that needs to be told. It has been a long, tiring past couple of days, and I hope this is enough information to give me a good rest for a while.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can you say? What can you say? And that's why I tell, close people to me, your happiness has to come from within, and you have to be able to be still enough or long enough to exit the physical realm. You have to become conscious enough to where you can't discern the parallel realities or what they told us was dreams. Oh, those are just your dreams. That's a parallel universe. This is how you get out of this physical realm, which we call the 3D. They're already gone. They're already in other dimensions. They already have technology that can wipe out everything. The only thing holding this together is there are higher levels of consciousness, of good, of love. Call it what you want to call it. Because the same people that have us enslaved in this mindset, that programmed us, that educated us, right? We went through an education system, ladies and gentlemen. We were programmed. We were taught history through these same people or agenda, right? That are behind the scenes causing these hurricanes and things. Yes, I believe it. Yes, I believe it. Yes, I do. I believe it. So I'm going to come back with a lot more videos, and I'm dedicating, the rest of my life to awareness, raisal, to help people raise those who want to. Everybody won't raise their level of awareness. There's some people that I know that just don't want to know. That's okay. If you want to know, subscribe, be on the lookout, share it. It's very vital. Okay, I know we all like to be entertained. We've been programmed to be entertained by entertainment and reality TV, but this is what I will hope. I will hope, and I don't believe in hope, so I'm not going to even say that because I don't even believe in hope, but it is what it is. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.